Summers. I'm a nurse midwife by training, and I am in the Department of Nursing Practice and Policy at the American Nurses Association. And I think one of the first impressions that I have is how wonderful it is to see a diverse group of people coming together around the important issue of the future of nursing, that it's not just nurses talking about it, it's nurses and the AARP and the Chamber of Commerce. I think that the ANA has worked very hard to work in coalition with other groups around health reform and clearly values the power of a strong coalition. So I think that's one of the most exciting things about this, and ANA certainly looks forward to the recommendations and to look at how we can collaborate with others in the implementation. Which leads me to my second point, which is one of the things I've been very pleased to hear Donna Shalala refer to, is the importance of having recommendations with an implementation plan. I think those of us who've been in nursing for a while, we've sort of seen these things come and go, and they sit on the shelf and they gather dust. And I think given the emphasis on health reform and the reform of the system, it's just a tremendous opportunity for us to actually get something done and to have some recommendations that can in fact be implemented. And then I guess lastly, I would say that I think the other thing that's been I think very positive in one of my impressions, and it's a difficult sort of dicey area, is the willingness to address the barriers that prevent us from really reaching the full potential of nursing in transforming healthcare. You know, we've talked a lot about innovative programs and models and what can nurses do, and you know, I think the reality is there are lots of evidence-based models out there. There are lots of innovations that have been around for a long, long time, and the reason that we can't implement them across the board and make them standard of care is because of barriers to practice. And clearly, as an advanced practice nurse, I'm particularly sensitive to that. So I think of all the recommendations, the ones that I'll be looking at most carefully and really sense a readiness for health policymakers to move on are those ways in which we can address what Governor Rendell called ludicrous barriers. I really appreciated his use of that term. And he was very proud of the fact that his leadership in addressing those barriers had permitted much greater access to care. So I think that's I think one of the most exciting things to look for.